Alright guys, it's time to wake this beast up today. So I got the KRX, love it. It's capable, suspension travels awesome, it's so comfortable ride in, cab's so roomy, but just to be honest, the power is lacking. So we're gonna try to fix that today. We're gonna put a Trinity Stage 5 exhaust. I've already got the slip on. We're gonna add the head pipe to it, or header pipe, whatever you wanna call it. And then we're gonna add a tune from DynoJet, and the DynoJet actually has a Trinity, I get that right, Trinity tune on it. So it should wake this machine up. Guys, you know I got it from Recreational Accessory Design. I hope that's right. Rad Parts is what I call them. So you order from them, you get a tracking number, and it gets shipped that day. I just love that. To me, I've ordered stuff and they'll say 1 day shipping or 2 day shipping, but it takes them 4 days or 5 days to get it to the shipper. So that doesn't do me any good. Just when I look at it, I want my parts when I pay for them. So it's really good people to deal with, and guys, give them a shot. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let's go put this on. All right, first thing I want to do is, well, right here's my head pipe. I'm replacing it from here, from the head. It comes out right through here and goes to my slip-on. This is my slip-on I've had on for over a year now. It's looking pretty rough, but it's kind of expected from the mud and abuse it gets. So the main thing I'm gonna do is get this heat shield off so I can go to work on that. And this is it's pretty simple. Just put a 10mm on there and just kind of break them loose. It might take a little doing, and if it breaks the bolts, that's fine too. I'm not gonna reuse them. So I'm gonna go do that. And just as I thought, that one broke. And we'll see what's gonna do with this one. Probably the same thing. Actually, that one's pretty good. All right, so you get the idea. I know that's bouncing and shaking, but you get the idea that I'm just gonna take these bolts off, these nuts, and then just lift the heat shield off. Okay, so I got all the bolts off and got the heat shield done. So now I'm gonna try to get into those bolts right there for the head pipe. Well, actually, I lied. I'm gonna do something else first, but that's the bolts I gotta get to take them off. And actually, the next step I need to do is take my slip-on off and get my O2 sensor out. Okay, getting this. I've already got it turned a little bit, and man, was it on there really tight. Grunt a little bit to get that. This is something you definitely don't want to break. Man, is it hard to get in there to it. There it goes. A little easier. You gotta realize this is hot. It's not hot now, but it stays hot. So I'm sure it kind of cooks it together. Okay. You see what I'm doing? I'm just turning it loose, or spinning it out. So I'm gonna take the camera away right now to not bore you to death. So here's my pipe, and like I said, it's been on there a while, but I'm not exactly happy with this. This is the way this was, and I tightened it. I know I did. Maybe the vibration got it, but that's no big deal. But what I'm not happy about is the bolt is seized into this aluminum. So I'm hoping I got some penetrating oil, and I'm hoping that'll seep out or seep in there, and we can break that loose. But the bolt has seized itself, so I'm not exactly happy with that. But what can you do? Okay, man, there's no way I could got the camera in there and showed you taking those bolts out. It's not that it was so difficult, but I needed a universal socket, a wobble socket, whatever you want to call it, to get in there on it. And it was a bear. It's like you could see it, but you couldn't see it and touch it at the same time. So it was a bear taking them out. And I'm talking about the bolts on the head pipe, where it comes out of the head. But I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna show you the difference between the old and the new here. Okay, of course, here's the new, and here's the old. And the weight difference is quite a bit. I mean, there's quite a bit of weight difference here too. I mean, it's half the weight or more. And I think the shipping weight on this was 8 pounds. So I'm guessing this is probably 15, 16 pounds. If I'm just guessing, I haven't got a scale out here. And these actually are just held on. I don't have my new springs out here. They're in the box still, but they're actually held on with these springs here and on the head pipe. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece off first and put it on, and then put my springs on it. So, oh yeah, and there's some spring retainers that goes up here too, that lines up with these. All right. Like I said, I'd love to take and show you how I put that on, but there's no way I can get the camera and me in there at the same time. So right here's where my O2 sensor goes, and it's way smaller than that. As a matter of fact, they have an adapter to go in it, and I'm gonna screw that in, but I'm gonna put a little dab of red Loctite in there also. It also comes with a plug. Let me dump that out. It comes with a plug if you want to run without an O2 sensor, and I'm not sure how you would be able to do that, but that's the way it is. And I'm gonna put some red Loctite on that and tighten that down while it's out here off the machine. I'm actually not gonna put a lot on it. That's plenty. Because when you change the sensor, if you have to change the sensor, you want the sensor to come out, not out all these threads. I don't know if I said that right. So you want your sensor to come out and not this bung right here. I'm gonna call it a bung. These threads are a little rough in there. And this is going to be on the back side of the exhaust anyway, so it doesn't matter if it does get scratched up, which it really don't matter. I'm past the stage of worried about things getting scratched. All right, there it bottomed out, so I'm going to put a little on it. One other thing, well, if you hear a dog back in the background, my neighbor's got a coon dog and he's out wanting some attention. So I did have 2 studs come out of my head. And that's no big deal. They're made to be where you can replace them anyway. So, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tighten them back in there and then tighten my nut down. So it's no big major deal with that right there. All right there is where my pipe's going, and it's got a gasket in there. I don't have a new gasket put on it. I wish I do, but it actually looks fine. So if it leaks, I'll order one and change it out. So here's the part that goes on the actual head itself. And I was talking about a spring retention holder a while ago, or spring, whatever you want to call it. So here's my spring holder, and they go on the inside ones on the top, just like that. And I don't think it matters if it goes this way or that way, but as long as they're on the inside on the top, and that just lines up with the pieces right there for my springs on the top where my head goes. Okay, this is what it should look like. Hope that shows up good. But that's what it should look like. And also, those are 12 millimeter a socket. It takes 12 millimeter socket to fit that. Now we just slip our other piece on, or we done got the hard part done. All right, guys. So I worked on this last night and got a lot done. It got a little dark, and it got cold too. So I kind of retreated. But I did have an issue. My O2 sensor stripped coming out with it. So until Kawasaki opens, I'm gonna try to make a quick fix to get it to where it stay in long enough for me to get a new part and to tune it. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do there, and I'm gonna show you the sensor. But in the meantime, I'm gonna hook the tune in, put the tune in, and cause it takes it some time to be doing it. So it'll be while it's downloading, then I can be working on my quick fix, bush fix, whatever you want to call it, for my O2 sensor. Let me show you what the problem was. This autofocus thing kind of hurts it, so I don't know if it'll focus on it or not. But anyway, my thread stripped when I was taking that O2 sensor out. I hate that. And I know that's not clear. So anyway, so I'm gonna wrap a piece of aluminum tape around that for exhaust and try to get it where to stay in it for now, just long enough to get the tune is the main thing I'm worried about. And then I'll get my part next week when they open, if they have it in stock. See if I can do this without knocking the camera off. I ended up cutting a small strip because it's a very narrow area I need to go to. I guess these sensors are not made to take out and put back in. So if you do this job, I would highly recommend having another sensor or having enough time between this and your next ride to not have to panic and have time to get another sensor if you need it. All right, I got the tape off finally. Come on, baby, I want you to work. I ain't gonna lie, if this works good enough, I'll leave it. All right, now I'm gonna try to screw it in. I'm just gonna hand tighten it for now. Let's see if this will last. It actually felt like it tried to tighten. I'm gonna leave it alone right there, just get this tune in. So here's what the exhaust looks like. Man, it sure does look better. It's supposed to be a lot more horsepower gain too. Now remember, this is my old one from over a year ago, so that's why it looks so rough. If you want to know how I just put this on, I'll link that video right there. So this is what I went with. It's a dyno jet, and I got this from Rad Parts, and they have the Trinity tune, and that's the reason I got this, because it has the Trinity tune on it. But now also, you can I can go to Dyno Jet, and I can buy another tune if I want to try something different, and it's a lot cheaper. I think it's like 200 bucks if I want to put another tune on it. That being said, now that I've got this thing, the tuner I guess you call it, reflash, I can also go and buy another tune and actually install that tune on my buddy's KRX if I want to. And it's like $200 per tune. So if you want to hook your buddies up and they pay for their tune, there you go, you can do it. And this does save your stock tune. Let's get started. So down below the steering wheel, right here's the steering wheel. Down below, and I had to fish for it, is a plug, and they give you absolutely no room to work with. So I'm gonna try to get that cap off, and then that's where I plug up my tuner in. So let's go there. Wow, no room, but I got it. So I'm gonna plug the tuner up. Trying to figure out the best. I think this is the way it goes. The reason I say it goes this way is because right here is the clip that holds it in, and there's a clip right there. I know it don't show, but there's a clip right there that it snaps on. Oh, I heard it click. All right. Okay, I got it. I turned my key on. It's plugged up. And I guess it's going to read the ECU, do a few other things, searching. Alright, now I got to do some button pushing. I know I can't get the right angle with the sun. It's so hard to do this and video at the same time. No compatible stock files. An ECU read is required to begin the timing process. Press the square button right there to read. ECU read can take up to 15 minutes. Press the square to continue. Alright, we're reading. So we're going to take a break while this is reading. And leave the key on while it's doing it. So my fear about getting a tune is, what if it voids my warranty? That was my biggest concern. And this is what I've been told, is none of the dealers really check for it. But now, that don't mean go in and say, hey, I put a tune on it, then it tore up. I mean, that's not what you do. You can, this little thing, whatever it is, it saves your stock tune. So when if you feel like you need to take it back to the dealer for an engine issue, then you just put the stock tune back on it. Don't take long. I mean, it's better not to tell everybody everything. I guess I'll say it that way. So anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you about. And I didn't want to ship mine off. I mean, I actually talked to V-Force John, and I was so tempted, but man, just taking my ECU, well, for one, just taking it out. I didn't want to take my ECU out, for one, and I dang sure didn't want to ship it off to somebody I really don't know. So that's another reason that when I found this little dyno jet thing, I was very comfortable with it. So that's the reason I purchased it. So I could have got a tune at V-Force John cheaper, or the other guys, but I didn't want to do that. So that's just me, and I want to be able to control putting my stock tune back on if I want to. So that's where I'm at. Just letting you know where I stand on it. I also wanted to touch that you can mount this if you want to, and leave it in the machine all the time. You use it for gauges or whatever, check engine light, but you know, I don't choose to do that. I'm gonna unhook it and put it back in the box. I'm hoping that this tune's gonna be what I want, and I'll never touch it again. Getting close, 95%. Okay, so what I've done is, like it says ECU read and 21175, and I think that's a stock tune, saved successfully. So that means it saved my tune. So I'm gonna hit this, go back. It's what it tells me to do. All required files found. Press square to select tune. All right, I'm gonna press square. Then it goes, right there's my stock, and here's this tune that I purchased. So that's the tune that I want, and that's supposedly the Trinity tune. Tune info, and it tells what it is. Stage 5 full exhaust, altered CL, whatever that is. But that's why I got it, is because I wanted it for the full exhaust. Press the square to start. Pair this device to the connected vehicle. Press to continue. Delete incompatible stock and bit files. I'm going to say no because I want to save my stock tune. Flash ECU with selected tune. Here we go. Pretty simple, guys. Now, I can't go in and tune one, but looks like I can flash one. I'll catch you back up when this is done. And just before this screen, it said erasing, and my heart skipped a little bit, but then I was like, calm down. But what I think it meant was, is it's erasing the other file from the ECU, and that's fine because my file is saved in this device right here. And now it's rewriting my ECU now. So right before it got to this stage, it said my ECU, you could hear it back there making a noise, and then the screen, my digital dash, came back to normal. So to verify flash, turn key off, then on. So I'm hoping that means it's there. that, let it warm up, then we're gonna test it out and see what it's like and hope for the best, fingers crossed. All right guys, so what's this RPMs? Wow. First impression, oh my God. So, you know, a KRX, when all you KRX owners, when you hit the gas, it's like, it's about the way it goes. Listen. It's amazing difference, and that's just idling. Let's go for a ride. Also, another thing I just noticed, that reverse limiter is gone, and I'm gonna tell you that's a big deal to me. I got a little clip I'll show you. Let's go to it. So in that clip, I tried to back up and I picked the wrong line, and if I'd have went that way, it would have been ugly. And I couldn't back up, no power. And I had to get pushed back up by 2 Polaris owners. Not good. So the reverse override it's overridden. Is the tune worth it? Hell yes. I done this yesterday and it took a while to get it once. No hesitation, big difference. Just spin around and do it again and look at the tack. Truly excited. I'm gonna tell you, honest to God, if I would have known this would have been the first improvement I done to my machine, is put a tune in it. Oh my God. Huge difference, just to say the least. I mean, it's unreal. So guys, thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Thanks.